What number are we on?
Hey, Chad, what number are we on? Eric, what number are we on? 40.
40? Are you serious? Oh. Dang, okay. Here we go.
It still says tab pass up there. Jesus,
Where?
up there.
Oh, well. It says, what is the cost per click on website 1? A company advertises 2 websites. Each website charges a different amount based on the number of clicks. The table shows the number of clicks each website and total cost for each of 2 days. What is the cost per click on website 1? Per is a word that they use to describe what? Slope.
Oh.
Slope. So basically, these are your points. Now, we're not focused on website 2, so we're just going to scratch those numbers out. These are your X values and these are your Y values. Total cost will always be your Y value. So if you have a table, what can you do with that table? Stat it. 15, 25, 94, 15, 121, 15. I wonder if my camera will work while Zoom is on. Yeah. Can they hear everything I say? Yeah. Sometimes I don't know.
Wait, you're recording.
Okay, I'm gonna go with yeah. Oh, they can see. Cool. Okay, so go to stat edit. What were the points?
15, 25, and 94.15, and then 121.15.
All right. So after you put your points in, go back to stat. Anything, go to calculate. Anything with slope, you're gonna use linear regression. Slope is strictly associated with straight lines. You cannot find the slope of a quadratic and you cannot find the slope of an exponential. So slope is always linear. Number 4. Always go down to store. What do we do in store?
Alpha trace. Right? No.
Yeah, alpha trace, my bad. I didn't even follow my own rules. Alpha trace, enter.
2.7 as a
So that means the total cost per click is $2.70. So your answer is what's the answer?
$2.70.
D. Correct. Okay. Number 41. If you look at your answer choices, notice that they are in the form that you would get whenever you use the quadratic formula. So we're going to actually solve this. Let's solve it both ways. Okay. So let's start right here. First, you always want to identify A, B, and C. Hold on, let me do something here. It's because I'm always messing with the microphone. I don't need to mess with the microphone. Here we go. All right, so A, B, and C. A is going to be 1. B, C. Quadratic formula is on the formula chart. It is X equals opposite of B plus minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Woo.
Did you just pull that out of your memory?
I did. I had to memorize it in high school.
Oh. Yeah, what did you?
Back then we had to memorize our stuff. Back in my day. No. It's on your formula chart. So Vas a ver. All right, so the opposite of B, if B is 32, the opposite would be negative 32. Híjoles, negative 32. Plus, minus. Notice you don't change B squared here, so it's just 32 squared minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, 248. Bloop. Everything divided by 2 times A, 2 times 1. So the very first thing, if you look at all of your answer choices, notice you have 2 square root of 2. I'm getting a phone call. Why am I getting a phone call?
I'll answer for you. Let me answer.
No.
Is this spam?
Okay. So these are not, this is probably gonna give you a decimal when you type it in under the square root. Go ahead and type it in though. Let me go to my camera so I can type it in.
I don't know what it's supposed to be.
It should be. So you're gonna type in
Oh,
square root, second square root, 32 squared, oops, minus 4 times 1 times 248. That one does give you a decimal. So since it gives us a decimal, you need to type it without the square root. Now you can always highlight it and get rid of no, actually that's not gonna work. So you have to do 32 squared. 32 squared minus 4 times 1 times 248. And that gives you 32.
wow, what the guys?
¿Qué pasó?
Oops, I found two.
So x equals negative 32 plus or minus the square root of 32 all over 2 times 1 is 2. Okay. Now, just based off of this much, actually, you can't eliminate any answers yet. So now we're going to split it. Split your plus minus. You get negative 32 plus the square root of 32 divided by 2. And then you get negative 32 minus square root of 32 over 2. We're just taking that plus minus and splitting it up. Okay. Now notice they did simplify that radical. They did simplify the radicals, so that's what they're wanting us to do here. The 32, what perfect square does it have in it? 16 times 2? 16 times 2 is 32. So if I take this square root of 32 and simplify it, it gives you the square root of 16 times the square root of 2. But the square root of 16 is what? This square root is it simplifies to 4. So that gives us 4 square roots of 2. Yes? This 32 right here splits into these two. And then the square root of 16 becomes 4. Bring down the square root of 2. So we're going to swap those out. That gives us, I'm going to have to come over to the side, negative 32 plus 4 square roots of 2 over 2 and negative 32 minus 4 square roots of 2 over 2. I just draw a boundary there. You can simplify the 32, the 4, and the 2. Go away. That box always pops up. You can simplify all of those. Simplify them or reduce them by 2. If you divide each one of those numbers by 2, what do you get? That negative 32 changes to. The 4 changes to just 2. And it gets rid of that 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Negative 32 divided by 2 is negative 16. So you don't leave it over 1. Same thing over here. It becomes negative 32 minus 2 square roots of 2. I mean, negative 16. Minus 2 square roots of 2. So your answer is A. Your answer would be A. Now, let's say we can't do all of that. Let's say we forgot how to do all of that. Okay? There is a way. What you want to, yes, calculator. What you want to do is change them all to decimals. So I want you to type in negative 16 plus 2 square roots of 2 into your calculator and tell me what that gives you. Negative 16 plus 2 square root of 2. And then also negative 16 minus 2 square root 2. And those are the decimal forms of the correct answer. Are we okay with that so far? All right. Now, y'all have it? Because I'm about to switch over to my screen, so I don't have that. Never mind. Here. So negative 16 plus 2 square roots of 2 gives you negative 13.17. This one gives you negative 18.83. If you type this equation right here into your calculator, you can also find these because these are known as your what? Solutions. And solutions is another word for an x-intercept, a root, zeros. So that's all we're looking for. So we're going to go to y equals and type in that equation. X squared plus 32x plus 248. So go to y equals. So I don't like it flipped. Clear this out. X. Is it plus 248? Minus 248 or plus? Okay. Now hit graph and see if you can see any of the zeros or any of the x-intercepts. If none of them pop up and that little circle here in the corner is gone, that means it's done loading the graph. So we're gonna have to zoom out. So press zoom 3. Yeah, grab the packet. And there are the 2 x-intercepts. So to calculate those, what do we do? Second trace. And press number 2. So we move now the star always starts somewhere in the middle. It always starts on the y-axis. It starts on your y-intercept. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is move over to the left until you find your star. Oh, there it is. Okay, now I get it as close as I can to the x-intercept. And now the question on the screen says left bound. So you're gonna have to move to the left or press the left arrow and it'll go down. Then you go back to the x-intercept, move to the right. You never guess, and there's one of your zeros, negative 13.17, which is this 0 right here. See that? You can do the same for the other one. You're going to press second trace, number 2. Now you move over to the other x-intercept. But this time when you go left, it's going to go up, which is fine, as long as you know you're pressing the left arrow key. And then you go the other way. Oops. I kind of messed up. Can't see my buttons. All right, so I go left, press enter. I go to the right, press enter, enter again. And there's your other zero, negative 18.82 or negative 18.83, which matches this decimal right here. Got it? All right.